Welcome to my backyard garden. Today I'm going to show you the best way I found to string up and support your tomatoes. Now, to give you a little background, I've been doing this garden for 8 years. And my first year I just decided to grow some tomatoes, and I threw them in the ground and just let them grow. I didn't stake them up or anything, and it was a mess. Then after that I went to wooden stakes, and they did okay. It was still a lot of work. And then I went to cages, and I bought some field fencing and made circular cages out of that, because the little tomato cages you can buy in the store aren't sturdy enough. So I bought the cages, that fencing, and made these 5-foot tall cages, and that was okay, except for trying to reach through that fencing was really hard because the openings were 2 by 4 inches. So then I found this idea, and what I use is 2-foot 1/2-inch rebar and 3/4 inch electrical conduit pipe and twine, and I'll show you how this works. Well, we'll start here. This is a piece of 1 by 3 just scrap I had laying around, and I drew a 5/8 inch hole in there, and I have 1/2-inch rebar cut to 2-foot lengths. And when you do this, make sure you pre-drill the holes for those screws, otherwise you'll split the wood. And then what I do is I slid the pipe down over that. This board keeps this pipe from dropping down into the ground, and because the weight of those tomatoes, the first year I did this, pulls this pipe down into the ground, and the tomatoes sag. So you want to make sure you have a board like that to keep the weight of the tomatoes from pulling your rack down. So next you'll want to get yourself some 90-degree elbows, and this is all in the electrical section of your, True Value or Ace hardware store. Over here there are no T-connectors for this pipe. So I made this out of a 2 by 4. What I did was I drilled a 5/8 inch hole here underneath, and then on the other side for this pipe to slide into, and I just went about 1 inch deep or so. And this acts as my T-connector for this rack setup. So this is my center support. I just take this, I have that 5/8 inch hole drilled here with rebar on the inside, the post here. This is what I use to anchor the tomato, the twine. So I've got that down there like that. I just tie a loop onto the twine, or hook it onto the stake, and I just take it right on up, all the way up to the top. Take this, give it a little extra, cut it, tie a little knot on there, move on to the next one. Then the last thing left to do after you've got your supports up and your twines anchored in the ground next to your tomatoes is to wrap your tomatoes around the twine. You can see I've wrapped this around, and this is what you do as you go through the season. As this tomato grows, you just go ahead and wrap it around that twine all the way up to the top. Now I've cut my pipe at 5 feet. 5 feet in my growing area, which is 6B, is plenty of height, because after that the tomatoes aren't going to ripen anyway. So I just snip my tomatoes off at 5 feet tall, keep them there, and I get pretty much whatever's on that stalk to ripen by the time the growing season is over. Hope that was helpful. If you like the video, please give it a like. If you have any questions about how I do this, go ahead and leave your comments in the bottom, and please subscribe to my channel. And I'll be back soon with more stuff.